Well, here it is, Pokemon Go, the phone app that has come out and has taken the world by storm, sweeping all nations. You really gotta hand it to Nintendo. They did it again. Pokemon has taken over the world.
Well, if you stop and think about it, this really was the natural progression for the series.
Pikachu!
Pokemon has always been about traveling around the world and capturing Pokemon to train, battle, and become the very best like no one ever was. And with everyone possessing cell phones nowadays, someone thought, hey, let's make an app where we can have people go outside and play Pokemon outdoors, for real! Whoever came up with this deserves a medal. Now, all of us here at the Brotherhood of Gaming have been playing Pokemon Go for quite a while now. So now, it's time to see if the game holds up after we put our critical thinking caps on. At the start, you create your Pokemon trainer by choosing your sex, skin color, you know, all that regular stuff, and then you choose your starter Pokemon, Bulbasaur, Charmander, or Squirtle. Or Pikachu! Yeah, apparently there's a cool Easter egg where if you walk away from the common 3, you can get Pikachu as your starter. Cool. Once your choice is made, it's off you go.
Now, the game utilizes a GPS system which maps the area around you. As you walk outside, eventually Pokemon will appear on your screen. Now, depending on what time of the day you're playing the game, whether it's the morning or the evening, that will affect the different types of Pokemon that will appear.
When you tap on it, you enter capture mode. With your Pokeballs that appear on the bottom of the screen, you slide your finger across the screen to throw them at the Pokemon. When they connect, they will enter in the ball. And if they can't escape after 3 attempts, then congratulations, it's all yours. There's also this neat little trick you can do by winding up the ball before throwing it. This will launch a curveball that can give you a little more experience when you capture the Pokemon.
Pokemon do have the ability to deflect and swat away Pokeballs, and the more powerful ones can break out of them. We ran into some beasts that took around 6 balls before they finally stayed captured, and some managed to escape, which is always a drag. That can really diminish your supply, but not to mention if you just had bad aim.
Now, if you run out of equipment, such as Pokeballs, Revives, Potions, or any of those things, you can go to a Pokestop, which is usually indicated by a blue round emblem on the map. By clicking on these and giving it a swipe, you can recharge all of the equipment that you've lost, and maybe then some. Items such as Revives, Potions, and hey, even Raspberries, which will decrease a Pokemon's chances of escape. Other items that can be very useful are the incense that can be used to attract more Pokemon, including rarer ones to your location, and there's also the Lucky Eggs that are also very helpful for boosting your player's experience. All of the experience that you get with the Lucky Egg enabled will be doubled. However, both the incense and Lucky Eggs effects will only last for about 30 minutes. Despite that, these 2 items are the best in the game, but don't count on any Pokestops refilling them.
Now, typically Pokestops appear as points of interest, such as churches or monuments or libraries that appear in your hometown. And the great thing about this is that every few minutes, after you visit a Pokestop, it reactivates, so you can go right back there and resupply your stuff. One nice strategy is when you're running low, take some friends and hang out near one and stock up. Hey, you might make a new friend. Another nice thing is that you can get from these stops are, well, eggs. Now, if you get an egg and put it in an incubator and walk a predetermined distance, the egg will hatch, giving you another way to get new Pokemon. That is how we got some really cool ones. One thing this game will encourage you to do is walk. You're bound to lose some calories trying to get some of these things to hatch, and apparently driving doesn't work because the game can tell how fast you are going. Pretty sneaky. After you collect plenty of Pokemon, you can begin to manage them. By transferring the weaker ones, you can get candy that you can use to evolve your stronger Pokemon.
Performing all of these tasks, as mentioned earlier, will give you more experience points which you can use to level up your avatar. When you do level up your avatar, suddenly the world opens up and now you have much better stock at your hands, such as Great Balls and Ultra Balls when you reach level 20. When you reach level 5, that is when things really get fun, as you will become eligible to join one of 3 different teams with the legendary birds serving as the mascots. They are Team Instinct, yellow, which has the mascot of Zapdos, Team Mystic, blue, which has the mascot of Articuno, or Team Valor, Red, the mascot for Moltres. Brotherhood is Team Valor all the way, baby.
Now, upon doing this, you can now participate in Pokemon Gym battles. Now, like Pokestops, Pokegyms are points of interest on the map. And if you find one that's controlled by a different color team, you can challenge it with your team of Pokemon and try to take it over.
This pretty much plays out sort of like your typical Pokemon battle, just without it being turn-based. You can swipe left and right to dodge, and tap on the enemy to do damage. One nice thing is that if you're part of a group that is on the same team, you can try to take it all on together. By ganging up on the gym, you can take it over by placing your strongest Pokemon there, and reinforcing it against future attacks. One of the major benefits from this is by defending a gym, or several, you can earn Pokecoins, which you can use in the game shop to buy more items like incense, lucky eggs, and even stock on Pokeballs. And that's pretty much it as far as gameplay goes. Now we have to stop being nice and go into the game's shortcomings, and unfortunately there are quite a lot of them. Ever since the game released a couple of weeks ago, and continues to do so in other various parts of the world, the servers of the game have been very spotty at best. Okay, we may be a little kind. The truth is, there are a lot of connection issues. The game can get very laggy, very unresponsive, freeze, and the app can just straight up crash altogether. You are going to be restarting this thing over and over and over again. It's even worse when you're in the middle of capturing a powerful Pokemon and the damn battle freezes up on you and you have to restart it. That sucks.
Also, when playing the game, we recommend that you get a portable charger, because Pokemon Go is a battery guzzler. But the weakest part about all of this is the fact that where you live will affect your enjoyment of it. If you live in big cities like San Francisco or New York, you'll have more Pokestops and Pokemon around than you know what to do with. So much so that it's outright unfair. If you live in a rural area, it's very likely that you could end up being in a virtual dead zone, making the whole game pretty pointless.
This is bull! More like Pokemon Go yourself. As for us, well, it turns out our city is infested with Pidgeys, Rattatas, and Zubats. Those damn things are everywhere. One feature that pretty much just does not work is the nearby function. The way this radar thing is supposed to work is that if a Pokemon is near you, this little screen will indicate what type and how far away it is. This is showed by the little feet, which are supposed to be about 20 meters or so. This thing has flat out lied to many of us. It just does not work. At all. It does let you know what types of Pokemon are in the area, but as far as distance-wise, it's very inaccurate. The only thing I can say is if you can't see it, it doesn't exist, so walk around and hope for the best.
Like in any good free-to-play game, there's microtransactions. Because of course there are. But on the positive side, they're not that invasive. You don't really need them to play the game. I mean, you can get all the stuff you need if you're patient enough. But, hey, if you want to spend real money on it, well, go ahead. I mean, it's your cash, do what you will.
Pokemon Go itself is a flawed game, and it does have the risk of being just a fad. But hey, that's what they said about Pokemon 20 years ago. The absolutely amazing thing about this game is that we know people who are sure as hell not into video games, but are out there playing this app and meeting new people and bettering themselves by becoming more active and becoming a part of a massive community that's only getting bigger and better, and that experience is what makes it all worthwhile. The act of going out and bumping into people you've never met who are playing it, viewing each other's Pokedexes, going out to parks and meeting throngs of folks looking for these creatures, socializing, meeting new people, becoming friends, battling it out for control over gyms, it's all just a fantastic experience.
Congratulations, Nintendo! You not only restored Pokemon's popularity once again to the start when it first came out, but after nearly 30 years, finally invented something to encourage people to go outside and play. Bravo!
In the end, Pokemon Go is primarily marketed for adults. Not necessarily for content purposes, I mean this isn't rated R stuff or anything, but because of what the game demands. You see, the trailer pretty much showed only adults playing the game, but the reason why that is because it's marketed for the original fans who grew up with the games and the show in the 90s, and what really helps that is all of the Pokemon in the game being from that era. However, it's definitely accessible for children as well, but parents should really be just as invested as the child, because wandering around, of course, has its dangers. The game even encourages all players to keep aware of their surroundings, because while this game does a whole lot of good for the community, there are very real bad guys out there who will try to ruin it for everyone. So while it is fine and good to explore your neighborhood and meet new people and making new friends, you still need to keep your wits about and avoid going into dangerous territories or not looking both ways when crossing the street.
Now, as we said in our Overwatch review, it's always nice when video games give you that positive experience, not to mention getting fresh air and getting out the house for a bit. That is the magic of Pokemon. It really is something that both adults and kids can enjoy alike. Server issues aside, and well, hopefully those things will get addressed as this thing goes along. Pokemon Go continues the tradition that started so many years ago in a brand new and fun way. And as promised, new updates will come in, allowing the legacy to continue.
Well, we can't wait for those days to come. Trading, who knows? So guys, thank you once again for joining us on another Brotherhood of Gaming review. It was an awesome time having you here. Be sure to click that subscribe button that's right there down below you. It's right there, big, bold, you can't miss it. There's links up there where you can follow us on social media, Twitter, Facebook, and all that stuff that you kids use. And look, playlists. You can check out more game reviews, Tales of Retrospective Series, speedruns, Sega vs. NES, and a whole bunch of other stuff that's coming in the future. Oh, and if you guys would like to see videos about us going on adventures in Pokemon Go, and if that's your thing, like all those other people doing it, please let us know in the comments below or on various social medias. We would love to hear your opinions and see if that's what you're into. Also, tell us what Pokemon you've been catching or what your area is like. Maybe we might go there.